Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is part 2 of the review of the mezco's 1/12, the Amazing Spider-Man figure. Stay till the end to figure out one of the YouTubers I'm subscribed to.
So, let's take a look at his accessories. He comes with this half Peter Parker and half Spider-Man face. Just from the comic books. Like this, I will show you. That's when his spider sense is tingling and stuff. And I really wish they could have done some way to make this guy's glasses come off with that head, because eventually he loses his glasses. They're like that, so it would look like that. Eventually he loses his glasses during a wrestling match with Flash. Flash breaks his glasses when he pushes him in the head, see? And then Peter's just like, oh, forget it, I don't need those glasses anyway. So that's that from the glasses. Now, let's take some more looks at his accessories. He comes with his camera. Really tiny. Oh, and if you guys have noticed how good and focused the camera is, it's because my mom let me borrow her phone camera. Thank you, Mom, for letting me borrow your phone camera, which is really good. It focuses really good. Really like that, so you guys can see the figure and what he's all about and how good of a detail they put on him. How much detail went into making this figure. So here's his camera, and he comes with 2 straps, and you just plug it in these little holes in the sides, like so. Let's see, little hole, and you plug it in, and this one is just like a resting strap. See how the top of it is more bent, and his second strap is more so you can, like, I guess, hang it around his neck. More wide out and open. See? Then you just put them in like so. And then he comes with his spider sense over here. Really good. I'll show you how to put this on the stand. Comes with the newspaper. Really good detail in the newspaper. The other side, Spider-Man's identity still a mystery, in the Daily Bugle. Now this newspaper is a plastic, so it's not like a rubber or a paper. It's like a stiff plastic. And he comes with this Peter Parker head. So when after the glasses are broken, it's pretty good. And then here is the glasses on him, if you want the glasses on him. Really good looking. Now let's see if I can find this picture again. Hang on, show you this. Yeah, here we go. So here he is after he broken his glasses. Look. Here's the comparison to the comic book, and that. Not too bad. So there's that. Let's keep looking at his accessories. He comes with a wide open-eyed head, which is the head that I prefer to have on him. Really good. And then here is his light up head. Now, I didn't know how to walk this light up head at first, and it has instructions, which is why they're there to tell you how this walks, but my mom figured out how to do this before I did, and you kind of want to, like, when you first get it, it's going to be stiff, so you kind of want to like bend out his chin a little more. Get your fingernail down in there and dig out his chin, cause this is a softer plastic. Can't really get down in there as good, but yeah, you want to like get the chin, the bottom of the sides of his chin here out, and then pull back. There we go. Kind of, but yeah, you do something like that, and it has a tool to show you. There's a switch, has a tool to light it up, which we'll look at in a bit. I would put the batteries in this already, and I really like this head. It's really cool in the nighttime. Really cool in the nighttime. And then he comes with this. I gotta use a newspaper to get this little thing out. He comes with this little doodad, which is now what I'm going to be calling it. The little doodad that controls his spider tracers, or tells him when it's near. And I'll show you this in a comic. Which he doesn't, as the comics go on, he doesn't really use that doodad anymore. He just uses his spider sense and just matches the frequency somehow of the spider tracer, how all that stuff works. And he made it so he could follow Dr. Octopus in issue number 11. I have all the Spider-Man comic books written by Stan Lee and by the artist Steve Ditko and other artists after Steve Ditko quit. But I have all the comic books that Stan Lee wrote about Spider-Man from these epic collection books. Really good books. The old classic books are always the best. And then here is his web backpack, really good. And then here is the face web mask you put on an enemy, or you could put on Spidey when he's still learning how to work his web shooters. And if you had other mezcos, Spider-Man, you should have seen this type of web accessory before. And then here is the parachute, and the other web attachment is in another tray, so I have to look at that. And you could use it as a hammock too, or swing, or anything like that. Parachute down and then up like a hammock or a swing kind of. Okay, that's for tray number 1. Let's take a look at tray number 2. Now tray number 2 comes with all of his hands, except the hands that the figure is on him when he's in the box. So here's all of his hands he comes with. Really like all the hands he comes with. Let's see, I'll show you some of the hands. If I can open the thing. There we go. So here are his hands. He comes with a pointing hand for the Spider-Man meme. And then he comes with the thumbs up hand. he comes with the whipping hands, a pair of web shooting hands, as all Spider-Man should, or all Spider-Men should, and women. Unless you shoot webs differently, like Jessica Drew in the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse movie, like out of her fingers, or silk, which is kind of weird. Organic webs. Anyway, here is spread out hands. Not necessarily wall crawling hands, but spread out hands. His pinky is down a little. And then he comes with his web grabbing hands, which also hold his spider tracers, which I'll show you them. I guess I can show you them now, and I'll show you how they go into his hand. Now these guys are very little. Now I guess the warning on the mezco box with the small parts is no exaggeration, because these guys are really tiny. Like, seriously, no exaggeration on the little parts. Oop, hang on. See, here is the spider tracer. And it just goes into his hand like this. Like that. Really good. And he comes with 6 spider tracers, which is a pretty good, decent amount. So if you lose one, you still have a few to spare, which is good. And here he is holding his webs. Now I believe these webs that come with this guy are a little different than the other webs from the Mezco Spider-Man Far From Home and the Mezco Spider-Man Homecoming. These webs seem to be a little bit thinner. You can see it's a little thinner how they made it and stuff. Yes, so he could still go into that hand and he could still hold the spider tracer, or for whatever reason they did that. And same thing with the shooting out web too. And with the shooting out web, it seems to be a little bit different from the Spider-Man Far From Home and Spider-Man Homecoming figures from Mezco. Seems to be a little thicker with the Far From Home and the Homecoming action figures from Mezco than this one. Just the way they did it, I suppose, on the design and stuff of the webs. And he comes with this long web, just a steel web to swing on, and you can put this web on his wrist, on his web shooting wrist, so you could wrap it around some bad guy. Yeah, wrap it around his neck, or however, which way you want to do it. Just wrap it around and swing the bad guy around, you know. It comes with that. And here is the parachute attachment. Just hook the hooks into the holes. So there's the parachute. It's kind of warped a little on mine, or yeah, warped a little on mine. Could be different with yours, but it should or it should straighten out over time, or you could still heat it a little more, heat the plastic and kind of move it. But There's that. For that. Or maybe you could try switching the way you hook it. Maybe you could try hooking it this way instead of the other way I had it. You just have to experiment, kind of. Maybe that's how it's supposed to go. So there's a certain way maybe that it goes. One in this part. Just now. Just thought of that. And he comes with... Here's his camera holding hands. But I couldn't get him to hold it very well after. I seem to have gotten it to walk pretty good when I first got him, but then when I tried it again, it didn't seem to walk as good. So this is his clicking hand. But I'll show you the hand I recommend for the holding it in a little bit when we get to the hands. Here is the wall crawling hands. Really nice detail in the webs. The wall crawling hands. Which Spider-Man or spider people should have too. They wall crawl. And here is a relaxed hands. Here's relaxed hands. And here are the hands that hold his spider doodad, spider tracer doodad. Like this. Just stick that in there and he holds it nice and firm. This is the hands that I recommend to hold the other side of the camera because it seems to work really good with that. Hang on. Seems to work. Or have more sturdy grip on it. And then you just put this on here. Like so. And it's gonna look like that. With that. With the camera. And these grabbing hands with the spider tracers and the webs, he can hold the newspaper as well with these hands. Just gotta put it in there in the thumb like that, and it will hold the newspaper. So there's his hands, and he comes with this mask. Here's his unmasked face. Oh, and these hands hold the unmasked, the mask part for when he's unmasked. His hands hold this. Hold his mask. One hand holds it better than the other. Oh yeah, it's his right hand. Right hand holds it really good like this. Oh, you guys like my new backdrop? Tobey Maguire peeking up at you. Oops. So his right hand holds it really well in my opinion. I like it holding it in the right hand. The left hand's a little trickier. Holding it. I always seem to have to like mess around with it before I can get it to hold the mask, but these are the hands that hold the mask. So he comes with a very decent amount of hands, which I like all the hands he comes with. So that's all for tray number 2. Let's take a look at the last tray. Now the last tray is going to come with the stands. Oh, here's the thing that held the batteries. I already put the batteries in mine. And here's his web shield too. Nice web shield. Here's his stand. The Amazing Spider-Man is a stand. You just want to poke this out with the stand to put the stand in. Sorry guys. Anyway, here's this. And the way you put the spider sense on is like you put it comes with this stand thing too. And at first I was like, what is this? And then you just put this on the end of the stand, and then you put the spider sense on like this. And then that makes for a really good scene with this spider sense. And here is this thing too. This is like a rubbery material, so you can do whatever you want with this. Just put it on a display. You could put him on it because it's rubber. He would have a good grip on this. And it comes with classic mezco bag for the parts. And then here is his thing to walk his eyes, the tool to walk his eyes. Now you want to probably look at the instructions that they come with, because I didn't look at the instructions to do this, but look at the instructions of your figures and it'll help. So like my mom said, you would, like I said before, you kind of want to get the chin out like this to put the batteries in and stuff. It's a little difficult here for me. Hang on. There we go. See, he got a little thing, a little peg there that kind of hooks into his chin when you push it in. Because I pushed it in when I put when I put it back on the last time I opened it. And then you just want to take it out, and then there's what it's gonna look like under. You just put the batteries in, and there's the lights. And this head is a hollow, unlike the hard head. So it looks like this inside. Now I will show you what it looks like in the dark, or with some of the lights out. Here, and you want to, I would say, push in like this when you're putting it back in, and put the switch side in first, and then kind of push down and go in. And you can kind of use the tool if you need to push that into that little hole there in his chin, make it more sturdy. But now let's take a look at this in the dark. Here's his light up head in the dark. The camera picks it up as a lot brighter, and it is pretty bright, but I've had this head lights on and off and throughout the days, and it's probably getting a little dim because of the batteries, but overall it is pretty bright. Really like this head. You would probably not want it in the dark because it lights up some more of his head than just his eyes, and you mostly want it his eyes. But overall I really like this head, and this figure is just really good. Here are his webs, and this is how you're going to put on his web backpack. You kind of want to put his arms back, right? Push them and turn turn in his bicep swivel a little and bend his arms a little, like this. Then you want to put one hand, put one hand and then kind of pull back on the web here, on his web things, the web straps for the backpack, and then that is how you're going to put on his web backpack. Nice. When he has his clothes and needs a quick change. And then here's his web shield. You want to put the bigger side, the bigger strap first. You can do it this way. Kind of put his, I guess you have to take his hand off. You look in the instructions, it says to take his hand off and then put it in through this, which I'm not a very big fan of, like taking it off his hand and then putting it in like this and then pushing on it, because I'm afraid it's going to break the peg, but it's got to kind of be gentle with that. Just kind of do it easy and kind of have a feel. Or you could break that strap there too. It's a possibility. You don't have to get it all the way in because you're not going to be looking at the back anyway. There's like that. And there's his web shield. Or you could use his fist hand. Just have to take that out like that. Use his fist hand, and no one really knows, because no one's gonna look back there really. You could kind of use his fist hand and just stuff it in there like that, which works too, instead of just him holding it. See, there's that. Oh, and how you do his the parachute, I would kind of say you want to put his, just kind of be careful. You could try putting his hands on the parachute first. He's grabbing hands on the parachute first, which is a way you could do it. You just kind of have to experiment, and you kind of want it to go into like the thumb and where his pointer finger is, in between that little gap there. So at an angle like that, and then you kind of want to turn it. So it's kind of like that. It's gonna look like. Same way here, kind of like that. Sometimes if your hands are a little different, they can fit better than the other hand, or one of the hands can fit better than the other hand. Then you can just see it like it falls off every time I try to do it that way, but I almost just lost his hand. Oops. His hand did. Hang on. Anyway, sorry guys, you wanna, well, I guess you could put it on his hands this way, because this is always a little bit, this is the most difficultest part for me to put on, to get him into the parachute part, because I don't want to break his wrists. So I have to try to be careful there. Kind of want to add an angle there. You just kind of have to experiment. Put his thumb right here. You can kind of push on it too, his thumb. Okay, let's try this. Have it upside down. Kind of push on his thumb this way. Like so. like this. Yeah. Also, comment below if it takes you a while to do the parachute too, if you have the figure, because it does me. You know what, guys? I want to do this off camera. So finally, I got him to hold it. Not the best pose though, but still, kind of had to lay him in my lap like this, and then just kind of push in on his, or make it go in between his thumb and his pointer finger. But is what it's gonna kind of look like. Then you gotta just have to experiment and change his pose to whatever pose you want him in. But it's gonna kind of look like this. And now I'll show you how to put his web to make him shoot a web, which is kind of difficult too for me. You want to put it in like this. His mezcos have these little holes in the web hand that the web is gonna be out, like shooting out, so it makes it look like he's shooting it out of his wrist more. We have this little hole in his web hand here. Just put it there, and then just kind of put it like that, and then I guess you would say you would want to push on his fingers that are going in. Oh, and there we go. And that is how you put his web on. That's how you're going to put his web on. Now I'm making him look cool. Just like that. So let's wrap this up. So see you guys in the next one. Peace.